Hello YouTube, welcome back to Essence Presents Production YouTube channel. My name is Liz. I am the head photographer, content strategist, and owner of Essence Presents. We help wellness businesses, creative solopreneurs, and craft artisans streamline their content so they can get back to doing more of what they love. Today we are talking the simplest solopreneur time management organization strategy. So this video is going to be for my beginner solopreneurs and my established business owners who feel like they could use just a little bit of TLC when it comes to time management and organizing their business processes in the easiest way possible. I've always felt like I've been searching for this kind of one simple way to get everything done. Like, I've just been wanting somebody to come on here and talk about the best way to run your business, especially when you're starting out, and simplified. So that is exactly why I'm here today. I've been running Essence Presents for about 3 years now, so I have a little bit to offer when it comes to organizing the back end and optimizing the back end in the best way possible. I'm basically just here to meet you where you're at in your journey and hopefully provide some insight to what has worked for me if you're an established business owner, and for my beginners, where to start. So let's dive right into it. First things first, start utilizing a calendar. If you've been with me for a while or you saw my actual first YouTube video on this entire channel, you know that I live on Google Calendar. I wouldn't be where I am today without it. So that is how important this is to me. And basically, I'll show a little bit of B-roll now how I utilize it, but when you time block elements of your day, you can have notifications sent to your phone. You can literally fit in everything you want to be doing if that is your goal. And you can even time block for free time and just make sure that you are getting the optimal amount of time working on your business or balancing work life and business life, because we all know how much we can get caught up with that and sometimes it becomes way too much. In this first step, time block off the priorities that are commitments. So this is basically like your working hours, if you have a job or a part-time job and you absolutely need to be doing those things on a weekly, monthly basis, those are the first things that you're gonna want to block off. This is also gonna show you how much free time you actually have. So number 2 is to define your priorities. And this is referring to your business priorities. So how your business makes money is your number 1 priority always. It does not matter what you do for business, this is always going to be the case. This is the foundation of keeping your business alive. So it should always be something that you are putting effort into. And so what I really mean by this is like the actual way and the actual capability that allows you to make money in your business. So this is product creation. This is service offering refinement. It is all the things that allow you to offer something to your customers and your audience, and they then give you money for your service, for your product. So in this step, it also considers the how, right? So if you're a product-based business, you can create all the products that you want, but how is it actually getting out there to people? And so what I like to call this kind of micro step within the step is the marketing aspect. And so of course that should be considered here as well. Now basically make a list of your top priorities from most important to least important. And to make this a little bit easier here, think about all of the things that you do for your business and what is the step that makes you the most money when you put effort into it. And sometimes this can be a little bit hard because if you're just creating products but you think that marketing might be the thing that makes you the money because it's getting you in front of the people, both are equally as important. But when you think about it this way, they wouldn't have something to purchase if you didn't create it in the first place. So therefore, product creation would come before marketing. I am going to showcase my list right here as an example of the top priorities of a business like mine, as a service-based business who offers purely services and memberships, and how I kind of run my business, how it is very much situated online and in person for my photography and video shoots. Okay, so number 3 is to block off time in your calendar to achieve all of these priorities. So this all really does come down to your time. And so if you find that you don't have time to do social media posts every single week, you could do this kind of thing on a monthly basis just to keep it rolling if it's that important to you. But of course, try to keep the less done priorities on more of a monthly basis. And of course, if one of these priorities is very, very low to you, maybe consider doing that on a monthly basis anyway, so that it doesn't eat up so much of your time during the week. So if we are looking at your calendar and you have everything for work laid out, this is where you're gonna go in, you're gonna determine, okay, do I wanna come home from work right at 6 p.m. and then start working on my business? Maybe that's not exactly the way you would want to go about it, or maybe it is. Find the realistic, you have to be so realistic with yourself here. Find the realistic time that you would like to achieve each priority, and give yourself the proper amount of time to complete each priority where you feel like, yes, I can complete that, that will be fine, versus I don't know if I can complete this, but I'm going to try. It is much better to always be very neutral, very confident about your time when you are putting in time blocks. The reason for this is because you will get overwhelmed, bogged down, burnt out if you aren't careful with how you set up your time, your days, your weeks, and everything that goes with that. There are going to be weeks where you cannot complete something and you can't utilize your time in the way that you've set it out to be, and that is completely okay. This is just kind of what you will follow to then do your best at achieving that, and achieving that kind of standard expectation for yourself when you're starting your business or running your business. And also, don't go so overboard where you feel like you have no life with all of your time blocking. There is a very, very strategic balance that you have to kind of play with when it comes to doing your own thing, being your own boss. It's kind of like however energized you are by what you're doing is a really good indicator of how much time you really want to spend on that. So say you're extremely motivated, or say you're actually at a point where you're ready to quit your day job and take this on full time. I would understand if that's something that you are trying to switch to, and therefore you have to put in so much more time for it to actually work out. But if you are still at the point of maintaining a job and maintaining your life and maintaining this business, that is where it can get to be a little bit overwhelming. And so what I definitely recommend is to just do your best and don't overdo it. Definitely try to use this as your North Star. If you were running your business right now as you ideally would love it to be like, what does your life look like that way? And of course, we all need to make sacrifices in moments in order for things to work out better. But think about your most ideal schedule, your most ideal life, and base this off of that, because all that is going to do for you is attract that lifestyle. Okay, now that we have gotten organized in our time, we are properly putting time towards exactly what needs to be done in order to run our business. Now is where the fun part comes in, where you can actually optimize your time. So the fourth step I have for you is to create these notes in your phone. Insights, to do, and services and or product. Now, keep these notes pinned so that you can access them anytime that you feel inspired or remember something that you need to do. So this has been a huge element of kind of my growth as a business owner. I would say the top two things that I needed in order to get to where I am at now would be Google Calendar and these notes in my phone that have provided so much access capability. I always have these insights when I'm in the shower, when I'm driving, when I'm doing something totally different. But the one constant that I always have is my phone around me. So therefore, it's like, no matter what, if I have a place for these insights, a place for these things that I need to remember to do, a place for all of it, and it's accessible to me at the most times of the day, then it becomes kind of this really, really valuable tool. So to give you a little bit more into why these 3 notes work best for me is because I feel like each of these touch on a very specific and almost like holy trinity. They hold the process of a business that makes everything work like an oiled machine. So insights, I would say, are inspiration. The to-do list is all about logistics, and the service product note is all about outward representation. So when we think about it this way, it's like you need the inspiration to then define the logistics, and then once your logistics are set up, it's all about the outward representation. So the outward representation note, your service product note, would also include things like goals for where you want to show up. This definitely has to do with marketing, branding, all things like that. Like if you are in the shower and all of a sudden you think of like the best color palette for your certain product or for your brand as a whole, that is where you would put all of those insights down. The service product note can also be a great place for recalibrating your service offerings if you are more of a service-based business. So for instance, what I'm kind of doing right now is reframing my membership, which right now has 10 tiers. I am definitely still in the beginning of my solopreneur journey, so don't make fun of me in the comments. I know that that's way too much to offer, but this is exactly why this note is so good to have accessible to me, because I'm like watching a movie and then I'll see something organized a certain way and I'll be like, oh my gosh, that inspires me to then redefine and refine things to make them even better and to have them make more sense. So this is all about your service, your product. This is the meat of what you offer. So it's probably going to be your most used note in your phone. The logistics to do is exactly as it sounds. When we are going about our day and we may have forgotten to do a certain thing, like add a link to a blog or add the meta description to your blogs or add this caption or post this. It's all of those day-to-day tasks that are very quick moving, and if you have them organized in a way that you can keep them consistent, if you have constant to-dos, keep them all in the same day or have them be able to change the date on them, that's also one of the best ways to use a to-do list as well. And then lastly, inspiration. So this insights inspiration note is there for you when you need it. And this is one of those notes that I think most people don't think that they need it, but they actually always end up using it a lot. So that's at least true for me, for sure. And basically, as I mentioned kind of before, this is where you are going about your day, or you see something in a movie, or you read something and it inspires you to do something similar in your business process. And so that is kind of my 4 tips for optimized time management organization for solopreneurs. I hope that you really enjoyed this kind of a medium form content that I'm starting to put out. I think the next time we talk, which is in 2 weeks, I'm going to be putting out a longer episode, and I think I want to potentially have it be more of a podcast kind of setting where I can just talk through kind of the experience of being a solopreneur, what's been going on with me, how to do certain things. So let me know in the comments if that sounds fun for you, if that sounds enticing to you. I would love to know. Definitely leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more videos like this on your feed, and I will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Bye!